inauguration. তাকো লাষ্ট ষ্টেজ। চাওক, আপোনাৰ দৰে এজন শিক্ষিত মানুহে যদি নুবুজে কোনে বুজিব কওক? নোখোৱাব।
Present? কি খবৰ হে? আজি দেখোন তোমাক মই ভাল দেখিছো হে? কিয়? এতিয়া মুখখন ঘূৰাই দিলা যে? কিহৰ কথা ভাবিছা?
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly rise to welcome the chief guest, the Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati NIRMALA SITHARAMAN, alongside the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Sneha Bhalamdhar, their other Honorable Cabinet colleagues, Dr. Maisel Amperine Lingdo, Shri Marcus Mara, Shri Kamingwan Umbon, Shri Shaktiyar Warjari, Shri A.L. Heck, and a host of other esteemed dignitaries. You may please be seated. In the custom of our people, let us now accord the traditional welcome and felicitation to our esteemed chief guest with the adorning of the now proudly GI-tagged hand-woven Rindia silk wrap and a presentation of a hamper of curated local produce from our farmers. May I have the privilege of requesting the Honorable Chief Minister Meghalaya Shri Conrad K. Sangma to kindly extend the gesture. We also extend this felicitation to all the other distinguished dignitaries seated on the dais, for which I request the ushers to kindly assist. To formally begin the program in honor of our distinguished chief guest, may I now request the respected Chief Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya, Shri Donald Phillips Walam, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you.
Very good afternoon to all of you.
Chief guest in today's public program here at LARITI, Srimati NIRMALA SITHARAMAN ji, Union Finance Minister and Minister for Corporate Affairs. Our guest of honor, our own beloved Chief Minister, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, all the cabinet ministers who are present here this afternoon, the Secretary of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, my friend and batchmate Shrimati Deepti Gaur Mukherjee. I'm making this public proclamation in the biggest function that he's my batchmate. I've not said that before. And Chairman CBIC is of course here. All the dignitaries who are present on the dais, ladies, gentlemen, members of various communities, the headmen who are present here, head of various institutions from schools, colleges, entrepreneurs from different financial institutions, ladies and gentlemen. This is a public program being held in honor of the Union Finance Minister and Corporate Affairs Minister this afternoon. On behalf of the state, I stand here to first and foremost welcome ma'am to this program, and also I welcome her team who accompanied her from Delhi. Today's program is a celebration of not only partnerships and investments, but of the collective resolve of the people of Meghalaya to pursue inclusive and sustainable progress. Your presence here, madam, affirms our shared commitment to building a resilient, vibrant, and self-reliant Meghalaya. Over the past few years, Meghalaya has emerged as a front runner among small states embracing innovation, participatory governance, and result-driven development. Through the MIDFC, that is the Meghalaya Infrastructure Development Finance Corporation, the state capability enhancement projects and targeted investments in digital governance, the state has transformed its capacity to deliver faster and better. Our strong fiscal management, evidenced by reforms under the SDF and recommendations from the 15th Finance Commission, has enabled the state to confidently pursue large-scale infrastructure projects with both central and multilateral support. We have a number of flagship initiatives of the state, of which, due to paucity of time, I'll not be able to mention all. But among the landmark performance that we have achieved in the last few years, we have about 4.5 self-help group members under NRLM, which just 5 years back were just a few thousands. So this marked improvement has come in the last 5 years, and we are actively fostering women-led entrepreneurship, agribusiness, and financial literacy through these self-help groups. The state's digital Meghalaya mission and creation of digital libraries all across the rural blocks are breaking access barriers to knowledge and opportunity. Today, as we stand here and celebrate this function, we are celebrating also a number of milestones, which is a reflection of the shared vision of the people of the state. This event today encapsulates our vision rooted in sustainability, innovation, and inclusion. A number of projects we are going to inaugurate, as well as lay the foundation stone today in this event. Among them, the Omyam Lake Redevelopment, a green infrastructure initiative to restore ecology and boosting eco-tourism. Second, the Meghalaya Football Stadium, a 732 crore investment that reflects Meghalaya's leadership in sports development. After hosting the Durand Cup last year, which we are hosting this year again starting on the 26th of July, and also as a preparatory step for the National Games. This stadium, which is located in Meghalaya, which is about 10 kilometers from here, will be the largest football stadium dedicated solely to football in the country. We are also today inaugurating the working women's hostels across 4 cities, designed by the state with safe, affordable urban living spaces for women entering the workforce. Digital libraries, Meghalaya leads nationally in scaling rural digital education infrastructure with 750 centers sanctioned. Under MLAM success stories for which we have gone through that walkthrough, from turmeric farmers in southwest Khas Hills to beekeepers in Riboy district, our livelihood model puts communities at the center. Last but not the least, we are laying the foundation stone of the IICA Northeast Campus, IICA Regional Campus, Meghalaya, which we have pitched to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and it's being sanctioned under the PM Divine Scheme, which reflects our state's intent to make New Shillong a regional knowledge hub. Our approach, ma'am, is guided by the belief that government must enable and not impose. We have digitized citizen services, instituted real-time dashboards for flagship schemes, and made public consultation integral to planning. We are here with all the members of the different sections of the society so that we are introduced to all of them, and also we would like to hear your words of wisdom. In fact, in your speech which you have given in the IM campus, you have shared the value principles and the value system of the Khasi society, which is a reminder to all of us, including me, about what many of us have forgotten. I hope, I sincerely request also that you may please remind us again in this forum. We express heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Union Finance Minister for the continued support under SASKI, PM Divine, and direct project interventions empowering Meghalaya to transform ambition into reality. Our thanks to the Finance Ministry, to the Corporate Affairs Ministry, CBIC, IICA, and developmental partners including IFAC, World Bank, and SASKI. Deep appreciation to all our farmers who are present here, members of the self-help groups who are here, digital champions and frontline workers. Their motivation, their innovation and resilience power Meghalaya a progress story which we hope will be of a different level altogether. As we lay new foundations and unveil new chapters, Meghalaya stands supposed to be a model for green, inclusive, and aspirational governance. Let today mark a reaffirmation of our resolve to serve every citizen with dignity, opportunity, and a promise for a better tomorrow. Thank you, HON'BLE, Mitela, Jai Hind, and I welcome all of you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the warm words of welcome and comprehensively setting the tone for the rest of the afternoon. Meghalaya, the abode of clouds, known for its scenic landscapes, rich and unique tribal heritage, and progressive fervor, has gone through remarkable transformations in the very recent years in various sectors while celebrating this blend of culture and progress. It is only fitting, therefore, that we also take this short visual journey on Meghalaya's transformation.
Meghalaya onward. Meghalaya, the land of clouds, blessed with lush forests, timeless traditions, and breathtaking landscapes. Today, this northeastern gem is also a symbol of transformation. This is Meghalaya on the move. Over the last 8 years, under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Shri Conrad K. Sangma, Meghalaya has made significant strides. From hills to cities, sector after sector, the state is rising with momentum, resilience, and purpose. Government capital expenditure has more than doubled. 2 5-star hotels are operational, 1 under construction, and more in the pipeline, placing Meghalaya on the tourism and business map. A modern secretariat is underway and New Shillong City is being developed to meet the needs of a growing, future-ready state. Road infrastructure spending has increased fivefold, enhancing connectivity across Meghalaya. Sports investment is up 10 times. Soon, Meghalaya will host the National Games, showcasing the energy of our youth and the spirit of the state. More than 2.5 lakh farmers have benefited from targeted interventions, input support, training, and better market access. Mission mode programs are doubling farm incomes, bringing security and growth to rural communities. Thousands of youth have been trained under flagship skilling schemes, preparing them for future opportunities. Women are leading from the front through self-help groups, entrepreneurship, and local enterprise, shaping an inclusive economy. Health indicators are steadily improving, with a strong focus on maternal and child health. Telemedicine is expanding, making quality care accessible even in the remotest corners. In the power sector, Meghalaya is turning a corner, improving efficiency and reliability across the state. This transformation is part of the broader national vision of Viksit Bharat, led by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. With timely support from the Government of India and the Ministry of Finance, Meghalaya has gained the resources and partnership to accelerate its progress. This is a story of collaboration between the state, the center, and the people. Farmers, youth, and women, each playing a vital role in shaping a stronger Meghalaya. This is not just a story of governance. It's a story of people, pride, and possibilities. Meghalaya isn't waiting for the future. It's already building it. Meghalaya on the move, a proud partner in building Viksit Bharat.
Thank you for the visual feast. Meghalaya's Vision 2032 aims to transform the state into a 10 billion economy by leveraging high potential sectors like tourism and the creative economy, capitalizing on its scenic landscapes, rich cultural heritage, and youthful population. Today is a celebration of the state's achievements under able and dynamic leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, with the close support of the Government of India, which has empowered the people of the state with endless possibilities for a stronger economic future. The booklet on this journey, called Meghalaya on the Move, is an important documentation of this Meghalaya's transformative journey in leaps and bounds in the recent years. From cataloguing the commitments made as a government and subsequently following the opportunities created in all the sectors for a holistic growth of the state into a vibrant economy, this is in itself a testament of the progressive governance in Meghalaya and set for its momentous launch today. Additionally, the success stories of many entrepreneurs who have benefited from the prime initiative of the government have also been compiled as a document for posterity called the Prime Impact Report, which we would also proudly place today for the release. We are privileged to invite the Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati NIRMALA SITHARAMAN, to officially launch this document in the esteemed presence of the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, and the other distinguished dignitaries on the dais. May I request the ushers to kindly assist. Such a momentous exercise as this calls for a resounding applause. Thank you, ma'am, sir, and all the other dignitaries. Proceeding with the order of the day, may I now invite the Chairman of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs of India, Shri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, to share a few words on this occasion.
Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Shrimati NIRMALA SITHARAMAN ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma ji, esteemed dignitaries on and off dais, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is indeed a privilege and a matter of immense pride to be here today for the virtual inauguration of significant projects, out of which the foundation stone laying for the integrated office-cum-residential complex at HON'BLE is of Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. This is a significant milestone not only for the CBIC but also for the northeastern region, which holds a unique and vital position in India's economic and strategic landscape. The northeastern region, with its rich cultural heritage, abundant natural resources, and vibrant trade potential, shares international borders with Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, and Myanmar. This makes it extremely significant for India's foreign relations, national security, and economic integration with our neighboring countries. From a taxation and trade facilitation perspective, the region plays a crucial role. The Northeast alone accounts for approximately 3.5 lakh GST-registered taxpayers with a gross GST revenue of around rupees 24,000 crores. The state of Meghalaya accounts for about 10% of the revenue in this region. Furthermore, the value of cross-border trade in Northeast for the last fiscal year stood at more than rupees 4,500 crores. These figures reflect the growing contribution of this region to the country's economy. However, in a region as vast and geographically diverse as the Northeast, it is essential to have modern, well-equipped infrastructure to support these efforts. To facilitate cross-border trade, there are 44 land customs stations and 9 integrated checkposts in the northeastern region. The creation of physical infrastructure and automation of custom processes at the land customs stations have always remained a priority of the Indian Customs. From 2022 onwards, the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs initiated a drive to expand the electronic data interchange to far-flung LCS, mainly located in north and northeast parts of India. This initiative, under the guidance of Honorable Union Finance Minister, culminated in bringing all functional LCS of northeastern region under EDI connectivity. With the EDI connectivity in place, the trade benefited from reduced cost and time for customs clearances. To further boost the trade in this region, CBIC, in collaboration with other stakeholders, is actively working to augment infrastructure, automate procedures, and improve multimodal connectivity at the LCS and ICPs. And to build the capacity, CBIC Academy regularly conducts training sessions to sensitize and empower stakeholders operating in the region. One of the customs academy is located in Shillong. I would like to mention that CBIC infrastructure growth in the region are not just operational requirements, but strategic imperative. The construction of this integrated office-cum-residential complex at Umsavali is therefore not just a brick-and-mortar project. It is a reflection of our commitment to strengthening the administrative machinery, improving ease of doing business, and providing a supportive environment for officers to deliver their best. This integrated complex will have a total area of around 60,000 square meters and would also provide about 150 residential quarters. The project will also include CBIC Academy and integrated sports complex building. A short video of the project will be played in a while that brings out its salient features. We firmly believe that modern infrastructure enhances not only operational efficiency, but also contributes to the holistic development of trade and commerce. I take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude to the Honorable Union Finance Minister for her continued guidance, vision, and unwavering support in enhancing CBIC's infrastructure across the country. Under her able leadership, several major infrastructure projects have been completed in recent years, including Customs Academy at Palasamundram, new office building in Agartala, the new CGST office in Udaipur, and DRI headquarters in New Delhi, to name a few. Further, several construction projects to enhance both office space and residential accommodation are in various stages in Mumbai, Hyderabad, Tirupati, and other places. These projects are furthering our institutional capabilities and enabling us to serve the trade and industry more effectively. With these words, I thank all the dignitaries, officials from state, officers of CBIC, and other stakeholders who have made this project in Shillong possible. I am confident that this project will serve as a beacon for trade facilitation and ease of doing business in this region. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the perspective of the CBIC in this journey of progress in which Meghalaya is also now a partner. Numerous entrepreneurs have benefited from schemes like the PM Mudra, PMEGP, the KCC, the TL schemes, CSR initiatives, and grant support under the MSME programs, to name a few. It is indeed nothing short of a providential moment to have these sanction letters and checks presented by the Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs herself. I invite the selected beneficiaries to the dais to receive their sanction letters or checks, as the case may be, when called, in the presence of our Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, and the other dignitaries on the dais. I respectfully request the Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati NIRMALA SITHARAMAN ji, to kindly hand over the checks and the sanction letters to the beneficiaries, and I invite the senior officers from the various banks present here to also join in the disbursement. Sanction letters and checks are to be given under the Mudra scheme from the SBI to S. Marwain Hardware Enterprise for the hardware store, Drishti Pharmaceuticals for a pharmacy, Ashley Darrell Nongklau, Cocoberry franchise, Mrs. Ridalyn Malnyang for bakery, Mr. Golbert Nongrum, contractor, Ms. Bonti Sun. Firstly, S. Marwain Hardware Enterprise for a hardware store. Drishti Pharmaceuticals for a pharmacy. Ashley Darrell Nongclau for Cocoa Berry franchise. Please support with a round of applause for everybody, please. Mrs. Rita Lynn Malnyang for bakery. Mrs. Rita Lynn Malnyang for bakery. Mr. Golbert Nongrum also may please be ready to come on stage. Mr. Golbert Nongrum. Mrs. Bonti Sun is also requested to be ready to come on stage. And also Ms. Dil Singh Biswa and Company to please be ready to come on stage. Mrs. Bonti Sun, vegetable supplier. Ms. Dil Singh Biswa and Company, contractor. From the Meghalaya Rural Bank, Finlam Curry Warjery, paver making. I also call upon Rishabh Star CM to please move to the dais, as also Zara Kharpor. Finlam Curry Warjery, paver making. Rishabh Star CM, stationery. This is from the Meghalaya Rural Bank. From the Bank of India for mobile repair. From the Bank of Baroda, Mr. Sanimiki Sumer for mobile repair. Under the PMEGP from the State Bank of India, I call upon Ms. Hewani Yomi Suchiang for the activity of opening a dental clinic. Please support with a round of applause, please. Mr. Jeremy De Cruz Wanba is also requested to move to the dais. This release is for a gym. I also call upon Mr. Benraplang Marbanyang and Ms. to move to the dais. Mr. Benraplang Marbanyang for the activity of opening a photo studio. And Ms. Shamida Mauri for the purpose of tour operator. From the Meghalaya Rural Bank, I would like to call upon Duffy Buckman Nongplang. This is for the purpose of a homestay cum cafe. From the Punjab National Bank, Dolrich Star Maulong, for the purpose of an offset printing. Under the KCC, from the Punjab National Bank, please come on stage, Kotborlang Kharpran. Sanction letter and check for the purpose of ginger cultivation. From the Meghalaya Rural Bank, Marlinda Khar Umlong, for the purpose of ginger cultivation. Please be ready, Daral Rabi Mirsim and Panjoplin Kharkongor. From the Bank of India, Daral Rabi Nirsim, for the purpose of ginger cultivation. From the Bank of Baroda, Mrs. Joplin, Banjoplin Kharkongor, for vegetable cultivation. Sanction letters for TL loan under MSME SIDB is being given out to Ms. Shalom for the purpose of homestay. Our initiatives grant support from SIDB. Birkhang Basumatari, Integrator Sesta, Ricky Nelson, Renthley, Director Bethany, Hylian Anthea Dingdo, Business Head GSTA. For enhancing honey production through women-led beekeeping in Eastern Garo Hills under the CSR initiative. Birkhang Basumatari. 85 women are to be trained and provided tools under this category. I would also like to call upon Ricky Nelson Renthley for the skill upgradation and enterprise setup in the non-farm sector. It may be informed 100 individuals, including 25 persons with disabilities, will benefit from this scheme. I also call upon Hylian Anthea Dingdo for the Micro Enterprise Promotion Program, where 500 micro enterprises will be supported in 5 years under this grant support. This is indeed a momentous occasion. Let us give everybody a huge round of applause. May I now have the honor of inviting our Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, to address the gathering, sir.
Chief guest of today's program, our Honorable Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Madam NIRMALA SITHARAMAN, our respected Deputy Chief Minister, and my cabinet colleagues who are present here in this program, Srimati Dipti Gaur Mukherjee, our Secretary of Corporate Affairs, Shri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, CBIC Chairperson, Shri D.P. Watlang, our Chief Secretary, all the other officials of the Government of India and Government of Meghalaya who are present here, officials of different banks, our different headmen who are present out here today, our farmers, our youths, and all our entrepreneurs who are here to be part of this momentous and memorable program. At the very outset, I would like to thank our Honorable Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs for having visited our state. We have been working on this program for quite some time, but due to the different hectic schedules that our Honorable Finance Minister had, we were not able to fructify the programs earlier. But Madam has made a special program to be here for 3 consecutive days with us, not only to have official programs, but really to be able to connect with the citizens of our state, to be able to first-hand understand the problems that we face, and to be able to provide necessary guidance as well as necessary solutions for the way forward. I'm taken back to a story which I very often narrate. And it's a story that my late father used to narrate a lot, and our other leaders also narrate this story because it is a very meaningful story with a bit of humor in it. And it is about 2 football teams which were playing football for about 2 hours. And after playing football for 2 hours, the score was 0-0. And the reason that the score was 0-0 was because the teams were playing football without any goalpost. Friends, this is very similar to what happens to organizations, to states, and to nations that may be working very hard but not having a goal or a purpose in front of them, and hence not being able to achieve anything even after working very, very hard. In 2018, when we had the opportunity and God blessed us and gave us the opportunity to serve the people of Meghalaya, we set a goal and a target in front of us. I remember at that point in time, we had a GSDP of approximately $4.6 billion. And we looked at ourselves and we realized that even among the states in terms of the overall per capita GSDP, and also in terms of the SDG goals, Meghalaya was far below average, right at the bottom of the matrix. And hence, our entire journey began with this desire to take us forward and bring us, if not in the top state, but at least in the top 10 states before we turn 60 years old. that is 2032. And hence, we set a target that from $4.6 billion, based on the target that the Honorable Prime Minister has also set for our nation, we said we must touch a $10 billion economy. In the last 4 to 5 years, after, of course, taking the COVID aspect in mind, after working continuously and very aggressively in a systematic and a strategic manner, Madam, I'm happy to inform you that we are above, almost touching, in fact, a $6 billion economy. And our growth rate, right now, the economic growth rate that Meghalaya is seeing is almost touching 15%, and which is much higher compared to the national average. And this has been possible, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, because we set a target in front of us. I remember there were people who were laughing at us at that point in time, ridiculing us and telling us, what is this government trying to do? We wanted to be in the top 10 states of the country, and we will be. We set out a very steep target, knowing that it's not easy. But we believed that we must challenge ourselves. In the first few weeks, taking over as Chief Minister, the press asked me, what is your priority going to be? And I remember very distinctly replying to the press that I'm going to do something very simple, which is I will do things differently. As Shiv Khera says, I will do things differently. May not be different things, but I will do them differently. Same programs, same schemes, but we will improve our efficiency. We will improve the fund flow. We will increase our capacity. We will build up a team. We will create monitoring systems. We'll create accountability. And every person in the team, whether it's a chief minister, cabinet minister, additional chief secretary, principal secretary, we will work as a team. This is not about who is right or who's wrong, but it is about being able to achieve our goals. And I'm happy to inform you that in almost every centrally sponsored major schemes, be it PMGSY, be it MGNREGS, be it PMAY, be it NRLM, be it JJM, so on and so forth. In almost every scheme, I'm happy to inform you, Madam, that we have been able to increase our expenditure minimum 3 to 5 times in certain cases. And clearly in the case of PMGSY, which I was sharing with you, there was a time wherein 2,000 projects sanctioned in 2003, 2004 had not been completed when we had taken over. Government of India was ready to blacklist and cancel those schemes. Cut the budget allocation for the state of Meghalaya in 2018. And I requested the then CNRD minister, Rural Development Minister, to give us 6 months to improve. And today I'm happy to inform you 70 to 80% of the PMGSY roads that have been constructed in the state have happened in the last 7 years. Not only in the PMGSY, but also in all the other major schemes, Government of Meghalaya has been able to capitalize on the different funds that are available from central government and really work towards improving the overall efficiency by simply doing things in a different manner doing it in a much more efficient manner, doing it in a much more better manner. And today, with the support of all the team members, today we are able to, as I said, take our state forward towards the goal and direction that we have set for the state. Even in terms of the externally aided projects, Honorable Finance Minister is very much aware that Meghalaya has been able to leverage large number of programs and schemes from externally aided projects. Honorable Finance Minister is here in front. I have been sharing with all our citizens almost in every assembly session that we have, because there is always a question that why is government of Meghalaya taking so much of loan from World Bank, from ADB, from NDB, from KFW, from JICA. And they keep saying that Meghalaya government is taking all these loans from these banks. I want to share in front of our Honorable Union Finance Minister that in terms of the financing for EAPs, especially for northeastern states, it is done in the matter of 80-20 first of all. So 20% is paid by the state governments. The rest of the 80% is a loan component, which is paid at a sharing amount of 90-10. So at the end of the day, 28% is paid by the state government and 72% is repaid back by the union government. And that is why the externally aided projects are actually a huge source of revenue and a huge source of, I should say, funds that are available to smaller states like Meghalaya to be able to fund different kinds of projects that are happening today. And I take this opportunity in the presence of our Honorable Finance Minister to thank her and the Government of India for sanctioning and giving so many externally aided projects to the state of Meghalaya, almost touching 12,000 crores, which has really impacted the overall development scenario in our state. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Finance Minister for a very, very important scheme called Special Assistance to States on Capital Investment, which we call in short form SASCI. Again, this is an issue, and Madam, I would like to flag this issue today, which I had mentioned many, many days, months back to you, that this is a 50-year-long loan on interest-free loan that the states get. And I was explaining once to the assembly that if you take a 2,000 crore loan, and that loan, if you put it at 2,075, and you take the net present value of that as of today, it comes down to less than about 70 crores in terms of the value of that 2,000 crores, which is going to be what we have to repay back after 50 years. The point being that if we take 2,000 crores today, we have to repay back 2,000 crores in 2075. And the value of that 2,000 crores in 75 net present today is less than 70 crores. Hence, this is again a very, very amazing program that the Government of India has started and a great way to fund different capital investments. And ma'am, as you had seen in the presentation that was shown, that our expenditure, the capital expenditure that we have, has risen almost threefold from about 1,400 crores today touching 5,000, from 1,400 today touching almost 5,000 crores in terms of the capital expenditure that the state is doing. And hence, these are all great examples of how Government of India today is supporting the northeastern states. I was earlier mentioning in the program in IIM that before 2014, there was clearly a neglect for our northeast region. There were hardly any ministers, union minister, or MOS, or prime minister coming to the northeast during those times. Let me share with you that Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has come to the northeast close to 70 times. And that is all the previous prime ministers put together. Even their number of visits does not touch the number of times Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has come to the Northeast. More than 750 visits have been made by different cabinet and MOS ministers to the Northeast part of India. Friends, this is a major shift in the overall mindset, the thought process, the attention, the focus, the care that today this government is giving to the people of the Northeast. And it is very evident from the visit of the Honorable Union Minister, very evident from the externally aided projects we are getting, very evident from the large amount of schemes that we get, whether through SASCI or through PMAY or any other central government schemes. Friends, this is the time and the moment for the Northeast part of our country, for our state of Meghalaya. The transformation that you are seeing, the state government has a role to play. We are working and we're doing whatever we can, but without the help and without the support of Honorable Prime Minister, without the help and support of Honorable Union Finance Minister and the whole government of India's machinery, this would not have been possible. So I take this opportunity once again to really thank our Honorable Prime Minister for all the support that he has been giving to our state and to Northeast as a whole. Madam, I also would like to share that apart from infrastructure development, we have been very clear that the social sectors must not be neglected. And hence, whether it is health sector, whether it's a social welfare, whether it's education, the highest budget allocation is done in these sectors. Whether it's, if you look at the health sector, today Meghalaya spends the highest amount in terms of the percentage of of the budget. The highest amount, close to 8% of our budget, is spent on the health sector. And the results are in front for everyone to see. We have seen a 50% decrease in the maternal mortality rate in the state of Meghalaya in the last 5 years. We have seen close to 40% decrease in the infant mortality rate in the state of Meghalaya in the past 5 years. And therefore, in every sector, we are ensuring that we are able to provide that equity and that justice and that care to the person at the lowest level also, without leaving anybody behind. For us also, another very important aspect of how we function as a government in terms of policy and governance is to not look at different schemes and programs and only look at the implementation and achieving the targets and numbers. We realize that at the end of the day, if we have to spend money on hospitals, create the infrastructure, that is not the basis of the judgment of how good the project has been or how successful government has been. But the impact of what we spent on the infrastructure, which led to the decrease in the mortality rate or decrease in the certain diseases and overall care, that is what ultimately matters. And hence, we have been going in a stakeholder approach. We realize it's not a schematic-based governance, but a purpose-based governance and a target-based governance and a result-based governance, which has to be the way forward for us. And in the last many years, we have kept our youth in front. And when the youth is in front, we realize education, youth and sports and youth affairs are different aspects of music, different aspects of entrepreneurship. All of this are impacting the youth. And hence, it's a holistic program that we look at and we work towards it. When we look at the health of the women, we realize it's not just the number of institutional deliveries, not just number of hospitals that are there, but the overall social stature that a woman has, the overall economic activity that the women has, the overall financial capacity that the women has. And hence, a holistic program towards gender-based budget has been done and made by our state government. And we focus on every aspect of the activities that are around a woman's life so that that finally impacts her overall health. The farmers, we realize, it's not just simply about giving seeds to them or just simply giving some kind of vehicle to them. It is a larger holistic approach of giving the seeds on time, ensuring that irrigation is there, training is given, necessary biofertilizers are given, processing is done, and at the same time market linkage is also given to them. All of these aspects need to be connected. And hence, this kind of a holistic approach and a purpose-driven kind of a policy is what we are focusing on, and we're happy to see that these kind of programs today has led to an overall important difference in the governance that we are seeing in our state. Ma'am, to conclude, we have many challenges in front of us, and I am not saying that we have been able to achieve everything. There is a lot more to be done, but I can assure you that we are on the right direction. I can assure you that the team that is working, we work as a team together. I jokingly tell my friends, whoever asks me, that what is it that you do, Conrad? How do you make this difference? I tell them, you know what? I do nothing. I do nothing, I tell them. The only thing I do is I ensure that I bring good people together and allow them to do things. And don't interfere with them. Give them a target. Give them a set of goals. Motivate them. Allow them to work, and they will be there to achieve your targets. You can ask the cabinet ministers who work with me, our officials who work with us. We work with a team spirit, and we ensure that we allow the people to achieve the goals. We set the targets, and we allow them to achieve the goals. And we are very confident, in spite of the challenges, ma'am, we will be able to move forward with your support. We see a huge possibility that is there in the entire Northeast region. I am a firm believer that Northeast region has a huge potential. I am the Chief Minister of Meghalaya, but I'm also a very strong advocate of the Northeast region. When it comes to different aspects and issues and challenges of the Northeast, I know that there are huge challenges, but at the same time, there's a huge opportunity. Our youngsters, our youth of this region are very, very motivated, are very, very capable, are very talented. They just need to be given the right direction. They need to be nurtured the right way. They need to be given the opportunity, the platform, the ecosystem. And if these things are created, I'll tell you, the Northeast will shine. And we will lead the economic development and the overall growth story of not just the Northeast, but the entire country. So, ma'am, with these few words, I once again would like to thank you, not just for your visit, but more importantly, for your support, for your love, for your care that you give to the people of the Northeast region as a whole. So thank you so much for your visit. And once again, I would like to welcome all the dignitaries who are here. I also would like to thank all the officials of Government of India who are here. Today, many, many projects are being implemented, are being inaugurated, and many projects, in fact, we are laying foundation stones for. So I really would like to thank our Union Finance Minister and Corporate Affairs Minister for her visit and for the support and all the care that she gives to the Northeast and especially to our state of Meghalaya. May God bless you, ma'am. May God bless our country. May God bless each and every one of you. And may God bless our beautiful state of Meghalaya. Kublai Shibun, Mathela, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your visionary leadership, purpose-driven governance, and sharing this passion for the people and possibilities right up to the last mile, thereby instilling confidence towards achievement of the goals of the Meghalaya Vision 2032 for New Growth Story. Thank you once again, sir. Moving on to the next segment of the program, we will now have the virtual laying of the foundation stones for the key projects in Meghalaya, funded by the state as well as the central government, which will be presented in detail in a video to be played shortly. Additionally, we would also like to add to this historic exercise the formal inauguration of the 75 digital libraries, which were sanctioned and already constructed in the remote locations of the state, funded by the SASCI at the cost of Rs 162 crores. I respectfully once again request the Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati NIRMALA SITHARAMAN ji, to formally do the honors, albeit the virtual mode. And with great honor, I also invite the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, and the other dignitaries on the dais to join in this historic moment. May I request the ushers to kindly bring forward the remote for the same. These are all milestones. Please support with a resounding applause for the entire event. Thank you, ma'am, for graciously presiding over the exercise. It will remain etched in the collective memory of the state for the eminence that you have rendered with your presence. On reaching the most anticipated part of the program, may I now have the singular honor of inviting the Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati NIRMALA SITHARAMAN ji, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, and all the cabinet colleagues of Meghalaya Chief Minister himself. Chairman CBIC, Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Chief Secretary of Meghalaya, and all officials, both of the Government of Meghalaya and also the banks who have come here today. I understand the community chiefs, the community headmen from various parts of Meghalaya are also here. A special thanks to them for having come here. It will be my honor to address you all. Farmers and also the FPO groups, particularly those which are led by women themselves. I'm indeed very honored to be here. Very many specific mentions were made by the Honorable Chief Minister in his very passionate speech. But what I see as a very clear message from the Honorable Prime Minister in his focus on the development of Northeast is the way in which not only the many visits of the Prime Minister himself and of the cabinet ministers from the Union government in the last 10 years, 11th year this year, 11th and entering into the 12th, have made to this region, personally committing themselves for the growth and development of the Northeast. It doesn't just reflect in the various infrastructure projects, but also in the way in which government schemes are taken to a saturation level. Today you had some beneficiaries receiving checks under the PM Mudra scheme or PM Employment Guarantee Program or many other But when these are in an indicative fashion showcased before a large audience, it is only to show and to demonstrate and to prove that these schemes are not just benefiting large industries. They are actually benefiting the small people who are doing their small businesses, who do not have money or land or building or any gold to offer as security. They are people who want to do their business, earn something more to keep their families going. But if they don't have securities to offer to the banks, banks never considered their proposals. But since 2014, you have Prime Minister Modi, who openly said, if our banks cannot fund small entrepreneurs, small shopkeepers, small vegetable vendors who come to streets to sell their produces, but who are not able to do it because they don't have that little capital available to them, how are we going to support our citizens? So in a public meeting, in fact, I think it was even from the Red Fort that the Prime Minister said, I will be the guarantee for small businesses in this country. Banks shall not ask for any security from them. So many of these small loans which are given to small businesses, whether under PM Mudra scheme or Swanidhi scheme for street vendors in particular, and then the PM Vishwakarma scheme, which comes with 18 different trades which get training on the trade, advanced skills, and also complete kit which is given to them to carry forward their business. And during the training, get paid also so that you're not losing your wage there and coming and spending your money to get yourself trained. So well thought through programs, so that small businesses, small entrepreneurs get the support and we take it forward so that no one in this country feels neglected. No one in this country thinks that even though they want to build their businesses, they have no support mechanism prevailing around. All those apprehensions and all those fears have been dispelled. And that is why when I do these programs, I insist on at least a few people receiving in front of that state's chief minister, like now the chief minister of Meghalaya. Before him, we give these checks to those businesses which are small, but yet banks are lending to them so that their businesses can be taken forward. The reason why I'm elaborating on this one particular principle of Prime Minister Modi's governance is he says that he understands the pulse of the common people. He designs schemes in order that the common people benefit from them, and in implementing, it is not just lying in the files, it actually happens in the ground. And that doesn't happen only in and around Delhi, it happens in far-flung regions. It happens definitely in the Northeast as well. So these are only token gestures which I'm showcasing, but actually from the banks, everybody who approaches them does get that assistance. So the large principle of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas that Prime Minister often repeats is getting in the ground benefits reaching to common people. So that is why these small examples are being put before you. But during this program, I want to highlight, you saw it being showcased there in the, on the screen, as to what are those institutions which have been brought to the Northeast. Of course, it takes a lot of effort from the state government also, and your Chief Minister has been repeatedly taking up these very important messages, and therefore you see in the ground institutions coming. So what are those institutions today? Foundation stone has been laid for redevelopment of the Umiam Lake, and this is, we repeat very often, SASCI funded. It is a state assistance, which are special assistance, which are being given for capital expenditure for the states. It means that you get the money for 50 years without having to pay any interest on them. And after 50 years, as was explained by the Chief Minister, What you get today and what the value of that money would be after 50 years is a different story. And whether at that 50th year, the government of that day would say, all right, it was given, it's taken as a grant, you keep. But ask you that, nor ask you to give any interest on that. Take these monies and build capital assets. Now, this started post-COVID, when Prime Minister Modi said, we should help states to revive after COVID. So the economy recovery is dependent on states' recovery as well. So no good if central government spends money on capital expenditure, but some of that should go to the states. And that is why from 2020, so there is just a lot of things which is being undertaken everywhere in the Northeast, not just in Meghalaya. I'm happy to be here. Particular data which I'd like to mention is 540 kilometers of national highway have been constructed since 2014 in Meghalaya. Optical fiber cable coverage in Meghalaya has increased 5-fold since 2014. So if I have to read out the data on those particular smaller businesses and households, I would seek your indulgence if I can just list out for Meghalaya what has been extended through Jan Dhan Yojana. 8.64 lakh bank accounts have been opened in Meghalaya. Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, 5.5 lakh have enrolled for life insurance cover, and that is a subsidized life insurance cover given by the PM Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. PM Suraksha Bima Yojana covers nearly 1 lakh who have got accident insurance cover. PM Awas Yojana has provided 1.5 lakh houses for those who so require it. Jal Jeevan Mission, which takes Ghar Ghar Pani, Nal Se Pani, Nal Se Jal, 5.3 lakh households which are in the rural areas have been provided tap water connections, and rural tap water coverage has increased to 82.85% as of July 2025. Just only 4,550 rural houses had tap water connections in 2019. Swachh Bharat Mission, which is for rural areas, gave 3 lakh plus people, rural household, which received toilets built for them. PM Ujjwala Yojana, where subsidized cooking gas reaches homes, 3 lakh or over 3 lakh households have been provided LPG connections. Jan Aushadhi Kendras, which give affordable medicines. There are data about each one of the medical or the medicine which is sold out of Jan Aushadhi Kendras, where people getting medicines for chronic illnesses used to spend somewhere like 2,000 rupees per month. I'm taking just a random example. 2,000 rupees per month are now spending only 600 rupees a month. That is the proportion of decrease because of the generic medicines which are available in these Jan Aushadhi Kendras. Ayushman Bharat has given medical coverage for more than 20 lakh citizens in Meghalaya. Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, which gives free rice for the poor, has supported more than 21 lakh beneficiaries. PM Kisan supports 1.8 lakh farmers in Meghalaya. So I wouldn't go further to speak about roads, bridges, and others. The total, I think, on the SASCI, which is used for building capital assets, which is a 50-year interest-free loan, the total which has been given to Meghalaya since 2021 till today is 5,400 crores. I would think for Meghalaya, there's more to do. But I'm happy that is the amount which the government of Meghalaya has used effectively for building capital assets, which I gave you a list of it. There is, of course, a lot more to be shared, but I like to share something which the Chief Secretary here mentioned to you, which I had mentioned earlier in the meeting which I attended, which is something which we have learnt a lot from the Northeast. The Northeast has given us, in its own wisdom, a lot which is important for us to follow. Let me just get that page. I had some difficulty in pronouncing it, but I will still try. Thank you. These are some core values which I have taken or I have imbibed, which are essentially, if I'm right, Khasi. So, Khasi, Jaintia, and Garo. Khasi people, in their local wisdom, have given something which is absolutely essential for today's development, particularly when globally we are talking about sustainable development. In the G20, we spoke about one earth, one family. We also speak about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The entire world is one family. We also say sustainable growth and climate action. Unless these values, which Khasi people have given us, are imbibed in every one of our policy making, so that we respect people, we respect communities, we respect the environment, we leave the environment as pristine as we've inherited for the future generation, and above all, be ethically conscious and remain to showcase our integrity, both of purpose and of values that we hold. So I was very hesitant, but I wanted to say that this is a message which I've imbibed from the Khasi people. Pardon me for my pronunciation, but I like to take this opportunity when the entire cabinet of Meghalaya is here, people of Meghalaya are before me. I'm taking a risk in my pronunciation, but I utterly value these 5 great principles. They are very consistent with what India and globally all of us are doing. Ka tip brew tip blai. I don't know if it's making sense. Ka tip brew tip blai. If you want to know God, know man first. Meaning, to know man is to know God. So if you really are keen to live your life with the blessing of God, live with knowing man. So I salute Khasi people for this one brilliant guiding wisdom that we've heard. The second, ka khamai ya ka hok. I hope you're not laughing at my pronunciation. But ka khamai ya ka hok is very important to me. You earn righteousness. Meaning, doing business with integrity actually resonates with the core of responsible, sustainable business practices. So we are trying to build businesses, we want FPOs, we want to sell our pineapples, and we want to reach the world with all the great artisanry that we've got here. But we also have to earn righteousness for all this to succeed. And that has to get infused in the policy making that we do. So That is something, again, I bow to the Kasi language for having given that virtuous line. The third, Katip Kurtip Kha. I hope I'm all right. Respect for kinship and community. So unless the essence of what all of us are doing is reflective of the respect that we have for our relatives, for our people, for our community, from where we grew, from where we learnt our values and virtues, what use is it if I succeed? So, ka tip kur tip ka. We have to respect kinship and community. And again, thanks for the wisdom of the Kasi people for having come up with these golden words. The next, ka bhalang bhalang ka imlang. I'm okay? Ka balang ka imlang. Meaning what you do should be for the common good. You cannot be so righteous, or you cannot be so clever, or you cannot be so successful that you succeed, but you succeed at the cost of somebody else. You succeed, but your community gets nothing out of it. You succeed, but it's not for the common good, it's purely for your selfish good. No, Kasi people have in their wisdom said, do what is for the common good. Of course you do for your good as well, but do for common good. It's a foundational principle, which is what is today's sustainability, shared prosperity. You get all this from the Western world today. They tell you that every policy, unless it is going to be for the common good, we shall not fund from the World Bank, we shall not fund from so and so and so on. In very many different ways they say it. But isn't that the wisdom of the Kasi people? Is it something new for us? Didn't we know about it? But when it is being reminded, we have to doubly remind ourselves that that's all right. We respect that. But our people have said it here in the Kasi land. Our people, our headmen have told this to every villager. Our people have said this among one another. Our youth may be in a hunger to move forward so that they can achieve their goals. But the wisdom of our people cannot be forgotten. We have to remind ourselves that wisdom of Kasi language. And the final point is Me Ramyu. Me Ramyu? Me Ramyu. Ramayu. And there's something else, one more bit. Ki Rinko Ki Basa. Reverence for nature. Absolutely important in this day and age when we are talking about climate action. There's no point if we forget to respect nature. That's what has given us the blue sky, the green, valleys, the mountains with the wonderful trees, the wonderful freshwater streams, the lakes, the beauty of Meghalaya, the clouds. You're passing through clouds every day. What fortunate people to live in Meghalaya. Breathing fresh air, drinking water which quenches the thirst. I cannot but every time I drink water in Meghalaya say this. Water quenches thirst in Meghalaya. There are places where I drink water, it fills my belly, but no, thirst is still there in my tongue. Beautiful state, beautiful people, wonderful blessing of the nature, and that's why you have said in your language, respect nature. Mai Ramyu Ki Rinko Ki Basa. Wonderful message. I'm sharing your message to you. Pardon me if it is some kind of a transgression. But this is what I think I would take away home, because these are messages which are very relevant for today's governance, and the ancient wisdom of the people of this land is relevant even today for all of us. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for the very memorable address on this very memorable afternoon, which I believe will not be forgotten anytime soon by all of us who've had the privilege to have listened to you. In conclusion to this remarkably historic program, may I request the Commissioner and Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya, Finance Department, etc., Dr. D. Vijay Kumar, IAS, to propose the vote of thanks.
The chief guest of today's program, Madam NIRMALA SITHARAMAN ji, Honorable Union Finance Minister and Minister for Corporate Affairs, our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, Honorable Ministers of the State Government, Chairperson of CBIC, Secretary MCA, respected Chief Secretary, senior officers of the State Government, officials from the banks, headmen, farmers, entrepreneurs, youth, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to everyone. Today is indeed a red letter day for all of us here in Meghalaya as we celebrate the successes of the state over the last few years, as we celebrate in the midst of our esteemed guests, our Honorable Union Finance Minister, and we reaffirm our commitment to make Meghalaya a developed state. Ma'am, you standing, we sitting here with all of us sitting here with you, we are inspired. You have shared the traditional wisdom just now. I think it's a great moment. It's a day that all of us will remember for a very, very long time. I'd like to formally thank you on behalf of all of us, on behalf of the state government, on behalf of everybody here, on behalf of the citizens of our beautiful state. Our Chief Minister are already very eloquently thanked and explained the support that you have given to the state. We thank you. You're staying here for 4 days. Madam is visiting not only Shillong but also Cherrapunji. We are going all the way to Sobar. So it's an inspiration for all the farmers, for young people to be able to see you, to listen to you, and to kind of take all the inspiration. We thank you so much and with a deep sense of gratitude. Also for elucidating the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister and for laying the foundation stone for 1,400 crores worth of projects in our beautiful state. I'd also like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister, our leader, the leader of Team Meghalaya. Sir, your energy, your enthusiasm inspires us all. We are all on track to making our Meghalaya, Viksit Meghalaya, under your direction and under your guidance. I'd also like to thank all our honorable ministers, our Deputy Chief Minister, our Cabinet Ministers, Team Meghalaya, everybody who's here for all the support, for the guidance, our Chief Secretary, sir, who's a constant source of guidance and leadership. I'd like to thank the whole team of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Secretary Ma'am, for all the support, for bringing the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs regional office to Shillong. It's the only office outside Delhi. It'll be a great help for all the entrepreneurs. So thank you so much to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. A huge gratitude to the Chairperson of the Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs and the entire team. We're again very delighted that the beautiful campus of CBIC will be coming up in our own New Shillong city. To our partners, bank officials from SBI, officials from all the banks are here. Thank you so much. Beneficiaries of schemes have come up and received checks here. Thank you for all the work you do in the remote regions, especially the banks. We know the challenges of the banking sector, ma'am, in very, very remote villages without internet connectivity, without electricity sometimes. So banks are trying to function and deliver services under your mandate and guidance. So we thank all our banking partners. We thank the funding agencies. Our friends from IFAD are here, our friends from various other funding agencies. As our Honorable Chief Minister said, many externally aided projects are being implemented in the state. So we thank all our partners for the support and for working with us. And to our farmers, our youth, our entrepreneurs, they have traveled from different parts of the state to be here, to see you, to hear your words of wisdom. So we thank all of you for coming here. It's such a wonderful program. To the headmen of the various localities of Shillong who have come here to participate in this program, and to everyone who is associated with this program and all the other programs that we are organizing, to the beautiful exhibition that we have been able to set up, to all the artisans, a deep sense of gratitude from all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kuble Shibun, Mithela, Jai Hind.
Thank Thank you, sir. And we have officially come to the end of this wonderful program this afternoon. As the dignitaries leave the venue, I request everyone in this auditorium to please remain standing and to make way for the carpet which will exit the venue soon. The video on the key projects mentioned earlier will continue to play for the information. Yes. I request everyone gathered in the auditorium to please remain standing where you are for a
In the
group
last
picture
8-year journey
with
of
the
development,
dignitaries.
Several iconic projects have been undertaken by the state government. Today,
This is the
we are
video
privileged
on the key
that
projects
Honorable
mentioned
Finance Minister
earlier, which
and
will
Corporate
continue to
Affairs,
play for the
Government of
information of all in
in
the gathering.
presence of our
Do
Honorable
watch
Chief
and
Minister,
enjoy the audiovisual
Honorable Cabinet
display
Ministers
of our
and
state's
other dignitaries
achievements.
is laying the foundation stone of 4 such projects and inaugurating the children and adults in libraries which are spread across our beautiful state. The Maukanu Football Stadium is being built at a project cost of 732 crores as part of the development of Sports City in New Shillong. This stadium is envisaged to be the largest dedicated football stadium in the country, with an estimated seating capacity of 40,000 spectators. The stadium will be a state-of-the-art FIFA Category 1 football facility with hybrid turf. This stadium, together with Meghalaya's vibrant football culture, will catapult the state into a leading sports hub. Redevelopment of HON'BLE will be taken up at a project cost of 120.81 crores. This project is funded under the SASSI scheme of Ministry of Finance, Government of India. This project will transform the serene HON'BLE into a vibrant tourist hub with water sports, musical performances, crafts and food stores. Development of MICE infrastructure at Maukanu will be taken up at a project cost of 103 crores. This project is also being funded under the SASSI scheme. This project will create festival grounds and other complementary infrastructure to host large tourism and music festivals. Working Women's Hostel at Shillong, Tura, Joai and Barnihat will be taken up at a project cost of 132 crores. This project is also being funded under the SASSI scheme. This project provides the much-needed infrastructure for supporting working women and enabling more women participation in Meghalaya's growing economy in the 4 growth centers of Shillong, Tura, Joai and Barnihat. The children and adolescent libraries are being constructed in 750 locations across the state at a cost of 162 crores. Today, we are privileged that 75 of these libraries are being inaugurated remotely by the Honorable Finance Minister. These libraries, which are primarily co-located in school buildings, will complement the ongoing efforts to improve digital learning for children and adolescents. The laying of foundation stone of 4 iconic projects worth 1,087.81 crores, along with the inauguration of 75 state-of-the-art children and adolescent libraries costing 162 crores by the Honorable Finance Minister, marks a moment of immense pride for every Meghalayan.
New Shillong.